I'll get you up there. See, this particular light fixture, it's got a U-shaped channel on it, see, like that. The mounting screws, to hold the base on, you just put the screws in like that, top on the two tops and the two bottoms, and you can set the whole thing on there, you know, after you wire it up, and it'll hold itself up. Now see, initially, it also gave me 2 spots to put plastic anchors in here. That's if you're not going to hit a stud or anything, and I didn't hit a stud. I ended up having to put a cut-in box in here. I remember that. Oh, that's what happened. When I tried to undo that screw, the actual cut-in box moved. Okay, so when I take this out, well, I'll have to look at the cut-in box. But see, I didn't want to put any screws in that yet because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do that or not. Put those in or not. Probably when I reinstall it, I probably will. And see, there's the ground screw on there. And I've got 2 mounting screws that go into the plastic box. And if your plastic box isn't exactly straight across, then you can slide this up and down however you have to get this lined up. And then you can put some anchors in here, and I'll probably end up doing that afterwards, you know, next time I get ready to install it. But see, now all I should have to do is take those 2 black mounting screws out, and I'll be done. See, you don't have to pay an electrician to do stuff like this. Am I a licensed electrician? No, I'm not. And you don't have to be either. These were just some 1¼ drywall screws, coarse threaded drywall screws I put in here. So you can see, it doesn't, you know, it shouldn't really take you that long to remove a light fixture. Now, not all light fixtures are that easy to remove, but can you see at this point, can you see that that it's going to be way easier for me to paint all of the wall without the light fixture in my way? You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm taking it down. Okay, and so now I've got the wire nuts in here, and I can just kind of zip these wires around kind of at an angle and just kind of leave them like that. And I can leave the wire nuts on, you know, just in case for some reason somebody has to turn the light switch on. If I turn the light switch on, I've got the light switch on right now. There's power up here. That's another reason why you want to put your wire nuts on there in case somebody accidentally hits that, or if you happen to have your wires touching each other, or your black wire hitting your ground wire, your other neutral wire hitting your ground wire. Somebody hits the light switch, maybe it sparks and shorts out your circuit, causes a fire, who knows. Okay, well, that's it for this time, but I'll see you on the next video. Hope you learned something. Now here's another good reason to take that light fixture down. Have you thought about it yet? Well, let's say you're in a bathroom, it's an older bathroom, and you end up painting around the light fixture, and the light fixture comes way out real far on both sides. Maybe it's a tall one, 7.5 inches tall, let's say the whole thing, and you go ahead and paint around it. And then down the road you decide to replace the light fixture. Well, a lot of times you might not be able to find one with the same base, as tall as the one that you have, as long as the one that you have, or something like that. And maybe you take it out, you put the new one in, and now, oh man, I've got to cut in all the way at the bottom, up at the top, or around the middle, because your base was just a little, you know, kind of a fat square one, but you got one that was a little bit smaller square one, and now you have to cut in around it. And maybe you don't have the paint anymore or something like that, or you've got to, you know, get the paint can out and it's a 1.5 years old and it doesn't match and there's rust all in it and all kinds of goobers in it, and you put it on the wall and it doesn't exactly match or something like that. Another good reason to go ahead and paint. Take your light fixture down. It doesn't take that long to do that, okay? You saw. And so that's why I do it. And incidentally, before I installed that light fixture from before, there was a big old hole here and nothing. The wires just came out of the wall in about a 2-inch hole. So I ended up getting a cut-in box, installing that. I've got that on my videos somewhere under electrical. You can go to my YouTube main channel page, click on playlists, go down, scroll down to electrical. You'll find it in those videos, okay? I didn't want to have the wires just coming out. By code, you're supposed to have your wires coming out of the wall in a box. Before there was no box. Could I have installed that channel and just put some plastic anchors in and left a hole there and had the wires come in? Yeah, but would it have been per code? No. Okay, so remember that when you're installing a light fixture. You know, before I installed that other light fixture that I just took down, years ago they had just an oblong one that fit in here, and it cracked me up too because it looked like it was dug down below the sheetrock right in here, and it also had looked like they did a drywall repair kind of in this area years later, and they never took that light fixture down, because you can see how it's not been painted around there. Last time they painted, which was probably 7-8 years ago, this 15-year-old condo, 17-year-old condo now, that they never took that light fixture down after the first coat of paint. The first coat of paint was probably white, and they just left it up there. And so now when I got ready to put mine in, had I not painted, I would have had that mark down below and up above, and obviously I don't have any of this matching paint or anything like that. So once I took it down, I saw that that needed to be kind of finished a little bit better right in there, so I put some caulking there. Now I gotta let that dry too, and I've already put caulking up there, ended up putting the caulking down here and some other areas that need to be dry before I get ready to start painting. And while I'm waiting for that to dry and stuff, I'm gonna look at this. Whoever caulked this, and it might have been me when I initially was getting ready to paint all this. I think I thought that this was a clear silicone, and I thought, oh, let's just put it along here and finish that off. Well, the clear silicone actually looks like white, doesn't it? And so I'm going to scrape all that out. I started scraping it out right in here. You can see, and I just take a little razor blade and I'll do that here real quick while I'm waiting for this stuff to dry. Because after that dries, and after my other caulking areas dry, I'll have to look at that after the first caulking skins up, if I have to put a little bit more on there. It's a process, like I said, before you get ready to start painting. And then I'll do some other stuff. I'll get my paint buckets out and I do all that kind of stuff. And then I'll do everything right. I'll put the kills on these different areas first, let that dry. I might even put 2 coats of kills, who knows, before I start dipping into the finished paint. Okay, step by step you can do your project. All right. Now, incidentally, before you take that U-shaped channel off and before you start undoing your screws and all that kind of stuff, invariably, if you don't close this, you drop a screw over a sink, guess where the screw usually goes? Down the drain. If that happens, you can still get to it. There's an adjustable P-trap underneath here. See, you'd have to take that P-trap apart, and then this screw will be down in there. It's a big song and dance process. You're not going to have water going all over the place. Pop that down just for insurance purposes. Alrighty then.